I don't own the rights to this content. It's for educational purposes only. WBO champion Teofimo Lopez was recently on the Brian Custer Last Stand podcast. And in case you was under a rock, Teofimo and Shakur Stevenson is due to do battle in early 2026, according to reports. Now, you know me, I don't believe it until Teofimo hits the ring. He also mentions Terence Bud Crawford. But let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Like I said before, I don't own the rights to this content. It's for educational purposes only. Here's Teofimo.
Yeah. I give him that. However, it's not going to happen. I would love to, and I see myself giving him his first loss in his professional career.
How do you see this kind of fight? Because, people talk about you as a tactician, but then you have Shakur, who obviously uses movement, great defensively. Do you see it as an exciting fight? Or how do you see it playing out?
How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You got to make it a little ugly.
Teofimo says if this fight happens, that he cannot be too technical with Shakur Stevenson. He has to make it ugly, which tells me Teofimo knows that he cannot outbox Shakur Stevenson. A chess match is the last thing he wants to get into. So he has to make it ugly, which means Teofimo has to be aggressive, go against his nature, and rough Shakur Stevenson up. I don't know if Teofimo can do that, unless Teofimo got a mystery trainer in his corner. But if he's still training with his dad, I don't know if Teofimo could turn that switch on, because, Teofimo likes guys to come at him. When you have to chase guys down, Teofimo looks ordinary. When guys are chasing him down, Teofimo looks like one of the best fighters in the world. He's not a front foot fighter. He likes to be on his back foot and pick his shots. This is why I don't think this fight's going to happen, because it's a bad matchup stylistically for Teofimo Lopez. He just doesn't do well against pure boxers. He really struggles. So if he has any chance against Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo has to be aggressive and make the fight rough. And he's probably going to need a knockout to win the fight. If the fight happens at all. Let's carry on.
Leading up to the fight, I even told my father, who's my trainer, I told him that I got Crawford beating Canelo. And he's like, nah, no way. And I was like, I'll tell you why. I've been grateful and thankful enough to been sharing camps with Canelo a little bit just to see insights and stuff. And I was like, nah, he's not going to be able to beat Crawford if they do the right game plan. And that's what they did. And he did very well. So I'm excited more so to beat his little bro in front of him and see where that leads up to, man. I might shoot up to 160.
So Teofimo cannot let it go. He's still asking for the Crawford fight at 160. He's not bringing anything to the table. That fight has passed Teofimo. He needs to give it up. Crawford has never thought about Teofimo, and he's still not thinking about Teofimo. I think the fight for Teofimo, instead of Shakur Stevenson, is Keyshawn Davis. I think, for real, Teofimo needs to concentrate on clearing out his division. There's a lot of fights at his division. The reason he won't take them, because stylistically, he knows he loses those fights. So it sounds like if he's taking a risky fight, he's selling his losses to the highest bidder. That's what game Teofimo seems like he's trying to play. And by the way, he looks small at 140. What is he going to look like at 160? Let's be real. Teofimo has not been the same since that Kambosos loss, which a lot of his fans are trying to forget. But he did lose, and he lost bad. And he hasn't been the same fighter since. And if you ask me, he's been a little gun-shy since the loss to Kambosos. Used to take on the biggest challenges before that. Now he just Teofimo, who talks a lot and don't do anything in the ring but fight C-class fighters. But anyway, what do you think? Should Teofimo get a chance at Terence Crawford if he beats Shakur Stevenson? Beezy, I'm gone. No shot at Crawford. He needs a reality check.